So this is one project that I have to get done, and it is many in one day, and you'll see what I have to do. This was in a store, and their humidity level is different from outside, maybe too hot, too dry, and this came apart, as well as okay, there's another one of these that goes up there. Oh, here it is. This was on here, so I have to repair this without, because this is cool. This is the top of it, and that's cool. So I have to remove all of this hot glue, which is typically very good and holds in place, but I'll remove all of that and clean this all up, and maybe use an epoxy or something that won't be so affected by the humidity. I'm just going to use this chisel to clean it up. Well, it's easy to do this way because you're kind of going with the fiber grains. So, you know, it's going to sit like this, and see how much flatter? I don't know if you can see that. This is now flatter compared to that. So I'll take a little bit more off this end. And then repeat the same thing over here. Okay, so that's going like that. Well, it's sticking up a little bit now, see? So, well, that I don't like. I guess I could make a mark here. And then take a little of this off. See, that works beautifully. Okay. All right, so I will glue this now with wood glue, and as far as this one, it's a little bit higher now. Maybe I could take it out like that so it sits on this, and you know, sits like that, so it's flat. And perhaps I should glue this onto here first. I don't know if I could do it that way. And then, you know, have it flush against here, and then when this, just make it flush there, and voila. Actually, I think I do like it down a little bit, so maybe having it stick up a little isn't a problem. I don't think so. Okay, get the glue out. This is going to sit right like that. That's pretty cool. I don't think this wood glue will do it though. I need to use a different glue for that, which is fine. So these 3 birdhouses are made from bamboo, and there's a floor on the bottom and then texture added to the top. And again, it's in a very dry gallery and it just doesn't like it, so it cracks. So I gotta fix them. And there's nothing I can do about the climate in these galleries. It's just what it is. And you know, maybe I don't make these for the gallery, but in any event, I gotta fix these. So what I'm gonna do is take a little tape and close off the top, because I don't want to get, I'm gonna be making some putty or wood putty or something to go in there, but I want to make sure the base and the top don't get wood putty on them. Obviously the bottom has to be done too on that one, but the top, that needs, well, I think I'm gonna have to do that in pieces. And this can be kind of a messy job, because the putty is, depending on the viscosity of the wood putty that I make, it's depending on how much water I put in it, it can be messy. But if I go with a thicker, which I'll probably do thicker, so less water, I'll be able to get it in there without a problem. And then this one just at the top. Obviously the flat ones are much easier. You just put it against the flat underside of the house. Well, I don't know why that isn't sticking, because there's no oil on that. That should be good. Okay, putty next. Alright, that's what I'm using, water putty. And it becomes very, very hard. They aren't kidding when they say rock hard. No joke about it, but that's, I don't know, about that much. And I'll go put some water in this and put the glove on, mix it up with just a simple stick, popsicle stick. So this is with a little water, like kind of like peanut butter. And I'm going to add it to this. I could try to do it. You know what? I'm going to put this glove on, because this stuff could be nasty. Not nasty, it's just messy. I probably should put something down on this work table, but too late now. Come on. So the bottom is fixed and the side is fixed. And once this is all dry, I don't need to do anything with it. I will just come back and paint it. And it's predominantly black. And I might paint the whole thing a different color. I don't know. No, so... may want to add a little bit more texture on this whole thing. It doesn't have a lot of texture on it. And that may have been in part the problem. I'll get the majority filled in, and then I'll come back and add some more texture. That one has a lot more. This one has a lot more texture. Maybe not enough. I mean, that sometimes helps keep them together. because this stuff doesn't crack or move, or it's got to be thin to crack, and I obviously am not putting it on thin. Now the last set I did of these with this water putty on them, I did it much thicker, so I don't think they're going to fall apart, but time will tell because a bunch of those are at the gallery also. And it's kind of sad, you know, you spend a lot of time working on projects and then stuff like this happens. But you want to make it look, if you don't put anything extra on it, like, see this one has a face on it, which I did with this rock hard. So you know what, let's do a little bit more to this one. Especially right there, it's thin. This stuff is drying pretty quickly, so I didn't make it so thick that I can't still use it for a bit, but after a while there's no change in it. Maybe like that. And they got to dry without touching anything, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is put that there, using my hand, adding more texture. Keep it solid and not crack again. Here. Down there a bit. Just staying away from the base because I don't want to. But I had to get close to the base on the crack because it was all the way down to the base. All right. Now let me find. Oh, there's no. Well, I don't need to hang that one. Okay, sounds good. I'll just go rinse this out so I can use this bucket again. And that's close to a fix on that. Okay, so I have this basket here that I want to hang on a wall. The wall will be back here, but I can't put a hole right through that. I don't think it'll be sturdy enough, so I'm going to put a piece of thin wood raw in here and then put the screws through there into the wall, and I think that'll be enough. In fact, I know it will because I've done it before. So this piece of wood, it's solid wood. I think it might be oak. It looks like oak, this grain pattern. But I want to cut it off here because I don't really like, although I could probably use that and I don't have to drill a hole through that. Then I got to cut off a little bit off of here. I can use one, put another one there. It needs a little bit of cleanup, which I can do, but I got this thing here to kind of, where was it, about here, I'm going to say. Just gotta level that off. And I could take it out to the chop saw, but I'm just gonna try it with this saw. I start by pulling. Once I get a line, I just keep cutting. Don't put too much pressure. Let the saw do the work. Okay, now I need something to hold this down. Clamp won't work on this because it won't grip underneath this thing. So I don't have a clamp in here yet. I don't have the vice grip. Got something over here though. We'll use that. So I added this piece of maple onto the end of this so I could grip it with the clamp, and that's what I'm going to use. And I clearly have way too much crap in here, so I don't have a lot of room to move around, sadly, but it is what it is. And I need another storage bin. Let me go get that saw and continue working on this cut. This is a very sharp, I think it's called a Japanese saw. It's very sharp. But it cuts a very straight line. Let's try it with the other bigger one's bigger, less teeth or bigger teeth, I don't know, different shaped teeth. Much faster. Okay, nice. Okay, take this out. Take this out. Put this back. I'm going to sand this all down, and I think it'll look fine. Okay. I have no idea where I got this piece of wood, but it is working. I have been renovating houses, and sometimes people just leave scraps of things that I can reuse, and that's the most ideal. I mean, people give me wood too, which is really nice, very nice, and I'm very grateful for that. But I just work from a bunch of scraps, and I don't necessarily go out and buy whatever I need for a certain project. I wing it. I'm not nearly as planned out as many people. So this is about, well, that far into the center, so I will come over here and go here with another hole. And that's what I will use to go in here and attach to the wall. So this is a tapered bit with a angled cutter on the end, so I can use a screw like this with a, I don't know if you can see that okay. It's a drywall screw, so it has an angled end, and that will go nicely in there, and it will sit flush. And that is what I'm going to use down here. What's nice is this is small at this end. Probably should have left it screwed in down at the other end. But. So I got two of the same baskets, just a different size and a different style, that one. And I'm going to put this one I just made down here. About to do that now. So this is solid. I don't have to worry about, going into drywall where it will fall off. I don't have that problem, so I think that's going to work. Okay, that looks even. That's even. Okay, up a little bit. Okay, obviously it's holding. And this short drill works well. Perfect. Another job done. So I put this sign here because I have a little studio upstairs. I work here, and people told me they want to be able to see and blah blah blah, and I also make custom signs. Well, I got permission from the president, and I guess it doesn't matter if you get permission from the president because they all of a sudden have this law where you can't have signs. I have to take it down. So somebody complained. That's the problem with living in a neighborhood. Some people have no lives. Got almost all of the screws out except that last one, so I'm gonna have to try and grab it. And let me see. We gotta go this way. Not this way. Enough so I can grab it on the front and take it out the rest of the way. Okay. And what I think I'm going to do with these signs, because they're pretty cool, is put a post on them and take them to festivals and use them for displays there. Okay, doesn't like that. So these are all nice and dry now, and that'll come off because it's just on the tape, but I'm going to paint them all, and I'm not even going to go down that far. I might touch it up a little bit. We'll see. I'm just using a chip brush, and I'm using this interior exterior latex paint. It's dark brown, so that'll be a nice start. Open that up. I'm going to try and be careful and not need gloves. That would be nice. Alright, so let's do it this way. I'm going to get rid of all the coloring from the water putty. I've often thought about mixing paint or something into the water putty before I put it on here. Problem with these brushes is they do lose a lot of hairs, but you know, just keep an eye on it, pull them off. You know, chip brushes come in all different qualities, but if you're gonna just use it and pitch it, then I don't personally like to spend a lot of money. Alright, I will revisit that once I get done with the rest of these. This one has to hang, obviously, so I will find a place to hang it. Same place as I hung it before, after I put this rock hard water putty on here. And I did layer it nice and thick, so that should not be an issue when it comes to them splitting again, but I am sure that they all will let me know at the gallery what happens. And we'll take it from there. I mean, sometimes I'll put stain on these. It depends. Stain takes a lot longer to dry than paint does when you put it on this water putty, I've noticed. So let me turn that. The bottom. Now I'm going to go over this again, probably with a black paint. Set that there and go hang this. And I got one more to do. Pull that out of the way. I like the irregular hole too. I think that's kind of cool. And because this is exterior, it should be fine hanging outside. And the other paint that I will add on the top of this is also exterior. So there shouldn't be any problems with the longevity of them. Regardless, it is wood, and wood only lasts so long. A lot of people just hang these inside. They don't have any. They like them, so they want to hang them where they can see them, so they'll hang them inside. And again, a lot of people will hang them. A lot of people will hang them in their house just because they think they're cool.